One time I was at a McDonald's eating, but started to feel sick. I don't know what was in the food, but it made my stomach go yakka kakaka boom boom shaka 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 conga conga rumba beba beba tosha. I excused myself to the bathroom, and once I got on the toilet, I let out the most shittiest shit, like yakaka kakaka tet boom boom conga conga babas bababa. Help me please, I'm begging you to help me. Zumba. My shit was so powerful that the bathroom walls were cracking. Everyone was screaming, and the employees were calling the police. Wee woo help 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 help. The police came in with guns, but my shit was too powerful, it knocked them out. The bathroom was covered in bodies. After 25355373636373737 minutes of shitting, I finally stopped shitting. When I came out, the store was covered in bodies and I accidentally started an apocalypse. Everyone was dead around me, including outside. Anyways, now I have bowel cancer. When I was 15, I took French classes in high school, and my teacher, who was a bald male man's head with no hair, used to ask me and some friends to stay after class all the time cause he liked hanging out with us. We were all fine with it, so we always stayed after classes and had some lunch breaks with him. Anyways, this one particular time he started asking some personal questions and he asked me if I had a boyfriend, so I just said no, I'm a lesbian, and this chicken bone ringtone shrimp looking ass had the nerve to say you're too pretty to be gay. You could easily get a boyfriend. I didn't know what to say and he dead said it, or a man if you're looking for something more mature, then winked at me. I hate men.
Went to a sleepover with my best friend. She had an older brother that she said was gay and she shared a room with him. I wouldn't have been able to go if he wasn't. Towards the time we were all falling asleep, my friend said I could sleep with her, but her bed was on the top bunk and I was afraid of heights, so I asked to sleep on the bottom bunk with her brother. We were sleeping there and I didn't think anything of it because I thought he was gay, but then I felt him come closer to me and we were spooning like, bitch, I thought you were gay, but I didn't mind cause he was hot. He was 16, by the way. Later that day he was smiling at me when I woke up and we were both awake just cuddling. Later on in the afternoon, my friend and her mom went to the store and I didn't go because I have anxiety and don't like going into stores. I stayed home with the brother and when they left we were just minding our own business, but then I started crying from an edit I was watching and he came up to me and kissed me. We were making out on his bed and then we had sex. We heard his mom coming up the stairs, so we got dressed really quickly and acted like nothing happened. Now when I come and stay the night, we always meet up in the bathroom in the middle of the night and I always sleep in his bed with him and stuff, and we do it all the time. Monkey covering eyes.
Story time. So when I was in 8th grade, a girl walked up to me and said I was cute. 8 minutes later she came back up to me and asked if I wanted to go to her house. I said sure. Then she told me she had a boyfriend, and me being the little shit that I am, I said I didn't care. We started making out in her room and her boyfriend came over. He knocked on the door and said her name. I quickly put my shirt on and started acting gay. Right when he walked in I faced the girl and started fake crying. I said, my boyfriend broke up with me yesterday. The girl's boyfriend came up to me and said it's okay bro, then he hugged me. Long story short, I actually turned gay and started dating her boyfriend.
While growing up, my father was an alcoholic and an abuser toward my mom and my siblings. When my father gets drunk, he will beat my mom, insult her. My mom would hide us in the bedroom and lock the door so my father doesn't go inside to hurt us. It was painful to see my mom getting hurt every day. So me and my older sister, we decided that enough is enough. Our plans was to murder our own father. So we did some research on Google on how to murder someone. We finds a pill that can kill a person with just a single dose. We legally bought the medicine. After buying the medicine, we took 3 pills. We smashed it into a powder and poured it into the alcohol secretly. He ended up drinking the alcohol. The very next day our father didn't woke up. My mom panicked and called the police. They took him to the hospital. In the hospital the doctor says that he died because his heart stopped working. When the doctor asked if we knew anything, me and my sister responded that her father was an alcoholic person, maybe that's why he died. The doctor believed us. After my dad's funeral we celebrate like no tomorrow.
So 2 days ago I was at my friend's house sleeping, and when we were about to sleep she covered herself in a huge blanket even though it's summer, and I heard her touching her cat face. I got scared so I pretended to be asleep. Then she started to moan but very quietly and I stood up. She got nervous and asked me why I wasn't asleep and I told her a mosquito woke me up. Then I asked her what she was doing and she said nothing, so I pretended like nothing happened and went to sleep. Now I'm scared because I'm going to her house for 2 to 3 days because my parents are going on a little travel. What do I do, y'all?
More of a confession, but in 7th grade I had a really hot social studies teacher and I thought we could date. Most days of the week I would sneak into his classroom during his lunch and leave him love letters. Some of them got pretty weird, but anyways, a month and a half into me doing this I probably gave him 25 letters. I got a note telling me I was to go to aftercare when school was over. This was kinda normal to me, but usually my mom told me beforehand. Anyways, I go to aftercare, but it's a room with the assistant principal, my parents, The counselor and the teacher I was sending the love letters to, I got so embarrassed and started crying and was a mess. They told me I were to be placed into another class and meet with the counselor anytime I felt a certain way. The teacher also gave my parents all the letters, and they told me the reason I got caught was because they looked through the security cameras. I was too embarrassed to ever see his face again, so I just transferred schools.
One time when I was 17, me and my bestie went to Germany with my family to visit my relatives, and we were staying at my aunt's place. She had 2 older sons in their early 20s, but they weren't there when we arrived because it was late and I thought they were sleeping or something. My aunt made us a bed on the couch, but it was still early, like 10 p.m., so we asked if we can go to McDonald's that was open 24/7, and they agreed because it was just 5 minutes away. We got dressed and went to a bar that was near my aunt's house, and we got hella drunk. There was a really cute guy there with his friends, and we ended up doing it in the bushes, smirking cat face. Then me and my bestie went back to my aunt's place. The next morning when we woke up, I went to the bathroom to take a shower, and there was the guy I had S3X with, and it was my cousin, grinning face with wide eyes. Grinning face with normal eyes. Let me remind you that I didn't see my cousins in like 8 years, so I forgot what they looked like, haha. Well, me and my cousin then did it again in the bathroom, monkey covering eyes. We stayed at their place for 10 days and we were usually F-king all nights and nobody suspected a thing. Grinning face with tightly closed eyes.
A few months ago I was sick and had a cold, and my teacher was absent from school, and we had a substitute teacher, and his name was Dr. Mac. And he was a racist, dumb white supremacist who thought he was teaching kindergarten, asking us how to spell shit, but that's besides the point. So since I was sick, I asked him to get a tissue. And that ugly white Oompa Loompa said no, so I sat there with my nose literally having the biggest period of snot ever, and so he kept on teaching math. I asked him again and he said yes. When I get up to get a tissue, there were none, and so I went into the closet to get some, since I'm the closet manager with tissues. And when I get the box, I hear desks banging against the door, and I was so afraid. And then I start rattling the doorknob and realize that that white beluga ass whale barricaded the door with desks. So I couldn't get out. I was screaming.
Okay, so basically when I was like 7 or 8, I pretended to be a boy on Movie Star Planet so I could get GFs. A girl friended me and I added her, then we started talking for a while. Then she sent me a girlfriend request and I accepted. Then she was really happy, but then she said she wanted to have sex and I was like, OMG, what do I do? Since it was a kids game, you couldn't reenact sex, so we just kinda laid on top of each other. The next day I messaged her saying I was a girl, and
when I was in 3rd grade there was this girl who was known as the troublemaker. Let's call her May, okay? So I was at recess and I went to go have lunch with a group of girls including May, and they suggested playing truth or dare, so we agreed. Then May asked me truth or dare and I said dare. So then May dared me to have a tongue race with her. But I didn't know what that was, so she told me that we would have to race, but instead of running we had to lick the cement ground on the playground. I wasn't gonna do it, but then my friends told me if I didn't do it they'd call me a chicken every day, so I decided to do it. We both tied, but when we stood up both of our tongues were a solid black, and I freaked out since my aunt was a teacher there and she would kill me. So I quickly went to the bathroom to clean myself up and drink some water. I told my friends and May to keep this a secret. So we all kept it a secret and never told anyone, and no, I never got sick. Smirking cat face. Butcher knife.